Now that you're out of my life, I'm so much better. Thought that I'd be weak without you. Okay, it is 7 o'clock on the dot. Welcome to Let's Talk. Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. We're live right now across Facebook and YouTube. And if you are catching this on the replay, then obviously the replay is also on Facebook and YouTube, and you can catch the audio on Spotify. With me tonight is Tammy Oyster she's the founder of Love Our Heroes in Ohio. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. I am so excited about tonight's episode. I was just sharing with you a moment ago how I come from a military family and how our military heroes have a special place in my heart because that's so many people in my family. And so to have this episode so close to the 4th of July and to have you on to talk to us about what it is you're doing with Love Our Heroes, it's just, the timing is perfect. I absolutely adore you. I love what you're about personally, and I love what you're about with this organization. So thank you for joining me tonight.
Thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.
Yes. So why don't you start off and tell us a little bit about what is Love Our Heroes?
Okay, so Love Our Heroes is a nonprofit organization. It's a thrift store, and we sell all of our items by monetary donation. So basically, our customers can come in and shop and purchase their items. They get to pick their own price, and then we take those proceeds and we help veterans. So we help with rent, utilities, food assistance. We have donated 4 vehicles to 4 different veterans. And we are in the process of building a home for a veteran right now.
Oh, wow. Are the building supplies donated as well, or you use the proceeds? How does that work?
So we are trying to get everything donated.
Okay.
We are about 70% there. So we have about 30% more funding to raise and building material. And then I'm hoping by the end of summer, we're breaking ground on this house.
That's amazing.
Yeah, we're really excited.
Wow, I had no idea.
Yeah.
That is really cool. How can people listening contribute to that? Do you have a website that they can go to? Is there a fund that if somebody just has a heart for this and they want to drop some money in the fund, or if they want to donate something, how would they go about doing that?
So there's a donate button on our Facebook page.
Okay.
So you can go there and donate, and then they can also mail a check in, and just make sure you put on the memo the Ron Project, and then those funds will go directly into the account that we have set up for this project.
That's amazing. Okay, perfect. And for everybody watching, I am going to link that information in the comments. I'm not going to do it right now because I'm challenged to chew gum and walk at the same time. And if I try to do that, I'm going to have a crazy look on my face while I'm trying to type. So we're just going to avoid any awkward moments. And I'll do that on the edit phase of this podcast. But if anyone's interested in donating to the Ron Project, the details will be in the comments. So that's amazing, though. That totally mind blown. I had no idea you had that in the works.
Yeah, so he was the second veteran I ever helped. He was just referred to us for food assistance. And so when I get someone who needs food assistance, I get a grocery list. So I know exactly what they want. I think they deserve to get what they want and not what I choose for them. And so I'm looking at this list and I'm like, it looked like he didn't have a stove because it was like stuff to grill out and crock pot meals and that type of stuff. So I'm like, let me get you a stove. And about 45 minutes later, I convinced him to let me in his kitchen. And the foundation was falling in. The roof was falling in. This house was awful. And mind you, it was the second veteran I'd ever helped. So I only had $600 in my business bank account when I made this comment. And I just looked at him and I said, we're going to fix it. I had no idea how I was going to do it. I obviously have never built a house before. And so I knew that God laid that on my heart. I knew it was going to get accomplished. I had no idea how. I still don't know how it's going to get accomplished, but we will. And so here we are. It's been 2.5 years and we are so close. We are so close.
Wow, I have goosebumps because for many reasons. First of all, how empowering is that for this gentleman to be able to just have the things that we take for granted,
Absolutely.
a house without a sinking foundation, without a collapsing roof, and with a working stove, and the ability to cook our food, and the things that, like I said, just day-to-day conveniences that we take for granted. So
Right.
that in and of itself is amazing. But then hearing you talk about, I had $600 in my business account and I said, hey, you know what? I'm going to build you a house. That isn't a Stacy move. I don't know what is. Right before I was talking to you, I was on the phone with my mom, and we were talking about an event I have coming up. And I said, I still haven't secured any money, but I found 100 ways to spend it.
Absolutely.
But I have peace because I know this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I hear you saying the same thing. Like, you just know that this
Absolutely.
is your purpose and that there is a power bigger than you driving this boat, and you're going to get to your ultimate destination because that's where you're supposed to be. So
Absolutely.
yeah, it's so exciting. I love hearing about this. I really do. It's just such an encouragement. I think so many of us feel lost. You and I, we've obviously spoken previous to this podcast, and you've shared a little bit of your story with me, and me with you, mine. And, we talked about how there was a time when it seemed so dark. And when you think back to being in the middle of that storm and you look to where you are now, it has to be a story that you share and tell, because there are other people that are in the midst of their storm right now, and they need to know that there's something on the other side.
Right.
So I feel like that's just your story too, and that's
And
beautiful.
it was very hard to start sharing my story because I didn't feel as though it was mine because it involves somebody else. And, I
Yeah,
think that was the protective part of me as well, because, I don't want someone to think badly of somebody else, or I would rather just deal with it internally and figure it out. So it took me a long time, but one of my board members, she said, that the song "Your Story, My Glory" kind of fits exactly what my story is all about,
yeah,
because where I started, and just like you said, where I started and where I am now, just personally, is like night and day. I never thought that I could get to a place where I was happy again and I felt excited to look forward to the next day and not just going through the motions,
yeah,
and doing what you have to do to survive. I was in survival mode.
yeah, yeah. And survival mode it's a great place to be, but it's also a very dangerous place to be, because you adapt those behaviors. And speaking from personal experience, sometimes they're hard to kick,
Yep.
because for depending how long you were there, they become your daily operating system. So to be able to put those to the side, step out in a new healed shell, and then go on to help other people, girl, that's phenomenal.
Love Our Heroes literally saved my life. If you don't mind, I'll tell you kind of how it all started. And
I would love that.
okay.
I would love that.
So, 20 December of 2018, I was in a very dark place. I was in a marriage that I had been in, married 15 years, but together 17. And my ex-husband is an alcoholic and an addict. And, it was very hard. It was very hard being on the other side of it and watching someone go through everything that he went through. And it doesn't just affect you today, it affects you, years down the road on how you look at everything. And so I was at a crossroads and I contemplated suicide. I just couldn't take it anymore. I didn't want that to be my life. And then I had a moment with God and I said, okay, there's got to be something. There's got to be something that I can do to not only fix my broken heart, but then to help people, because it's just in me. I mean, I know I'm here to help people. And so I went to bed that night after I prayed, and I woke up the next morning and I knew exactly what I was supposed to do. And I'm getting chills. And
Yeah.
So all I knew is that I was going to help veterans. And the words always came to my mind, do what you know. And so that was like the first thing I thought. And I said, okay, well, I'm going to do like I buy and sell for people. So that's what I knew. And I had all this stuff that I had collected. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to sell this stuff and donate the money to the local American Legion. That's what I thought I was doing. So I had $690 saved. And I posted a post on Facebook and just said, hey, does anybody know of little retail shops in Belleville that are for rent? And a friend linked me up to this building, and it was $600 a month. And so I had $90 left over, and I'm like, okay, we'll figure it out. And so I built it, and I started posting all this stuff for sale, and people started to come in to buy it. And they kept asking me what I was doing. And then I started telling them, well, I want to donate the money to American Legion. I want to help, our veterans. And they started asking if they could donate items. And then it just went crazy from there. So we were in that first building for 1 year. And exactly 1 year later, we moved to the location we're at now, which is a 9,000 square foot thrift store. We have several rooms set up. They're in different categories. We have a kitchen room, a kiddos room, a men's room, a little bit of everything. We have a dress shop. We have an ice cream shop. We have a little bit of everything in here. And so to know that it started from such a painful place, but I have to say that painful place, it just makes me smile when I look at this number because I'm so excited. We have helped 320 veterans, not including the Ron Project. This is not including him or this dollar amount. But so far, we've helped for $96,468.49.
For the year of 2023?
No, since we started.
Okay.
That's since we started.
Amazing.
Amazing that the start was $190.
Yeah.
It's just unbelievable.
That's mind blowing. That is mind blowing. And how crazy is it that the rent for the building for the store was exactly enough money? Like it was God. Yes.
That's all I can tell you. This is a God business, and none of this would have been possible without it, and I don't know. I just know it's going to be okay. No matter what the books say, no matter how much money we have coming in, some months are better than other months, but then I just sit here and I look around and I'm like, God's got it. It's okay. Like everything's going to be okay.
Yeah. Insane. Absolutely. Now tell me again where you're located. Where is the store located?
So we are located at 24 Bell Street, Belleville, Ohio.
Okay. And where in Ohio, for people like myself who are geographically uninclined?
You're asking the wrong person too. So the easy answer is we are in between Cleveland and Columbus.
Okay.
So we're kind of right smack dab in the middle.
Okay, perfect. I'm from Van Wert, Ohio, which you've had the pleasure of visiting. And I always tell people I am between Toledo and, was between Toledo and Columbus. And Van Wert is a beautiful little town just smack dab in the middle of a cornfield. Like, that's where it's at. Yeah. And so I completely understand that description. Yeah.
That's all I got.
Do you guys do any kind of fundraising? Like, do you, outside of the donations from the store and the retail sales at the store, do you have a gala? Do you do any kind of fundraising that way?
So we do a little fundraisers here and there. Our biggest one for every year is called the Highway Hellions Bootlegger Bash. And it's not something we put on ourselves. It's a car show that they actually chose us. This is our third year that they've supported us. Huge get together. There's bands and all kinds of stuff going on. And we actually just had it on the 24th. So that's fun. The first year they donated $10,000. The second year they donated $7,500. And then this year we don't know yet because we haven't received the check yet. But yeah. That's definitely our biggest one, but we do little ones here and there. Yes.
Okay. That's amazing. That is so cool. I like to ask that question because I want people to know all the different ways that they can come out and support an organization such as yours. I mean, I think that especially with the crazy state of the world right now, and without getting too political, I think right now especially it's a time to show extra love to our veterans. You know, the ultimate sacrifice is the one that they make doing what they do to protect our country and our freedoms. And so to know that they live in conditions like the one you were describing, or that they're in a place where they need assistance with rent or food, it's just unexcusable if you ask me. So
It is. And 90% of the veterans who are referred to us, because we have a relationship with the VA, and that's how we get our referrals, which is a crazy story in itself, how that even happened. But 90% are looking for food assistance, or they're homeless and transitioning into an apartment. And so you look at all of those figures and it's like, these men and women served our country. Shouldn't they be taken care of first? You should be
yeah,
worried about food on your table, or having a table, or an apartment, or a home. It's disgusting to me. That's why
I
we
agree.
work so hard here to make sure that we don't have to see that. We're going to help as many people as we possibly can.
I love that. Do you help people just in that area, or is your organization, is it Ohio based? Is it county, city based? Is it national? How does that look?
Well, we started off in one county, which is Richland County, where we're at. And
Okay.
now we're in 7 different counties. But it's funny that you said that, because God laid it on my heart a year and a half, 2 years ago, that there should be a Lover Heroes in every town. And why I don't think small, I think big. So there's other chains out there that are nationwide. Why not have a Lover Heroes in every state? That would be amazing. Think about how many
Listen, if
people we.
you, yes, yes. Listen, if you need help promoting it, I've got a platform for you. So if you're
Appreciate
looking for someone to talk you off of the thinking big cloud, I'm not her.
good, because I won't listen anyway.
I am not her. That's amazing, Tammy. Honestly, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for what you're doing to help these people that are so deserving, that shouldn't be in this position in the first place, but are. And thank God for people like you and your staff. Do you have a staff? Is it a paid staff? Is it a volunteer staff? Do you accept volunteers? If someone has a heart for this, can they get involved by helping out?
Absolutely. So I do have 2 paid employees, but the rest of us are all volunteers.
Okay.
So they range from ages 12 to 80.
Oh,
And we have probably, I would say, 10 that are here on a weekly basis.
okay.
But yes, there's always opportunities for volunteers, and we need kiddos for the ice cream shop, and men with muscles to help us in the donation center, because it's all of us women trying to move all this stuff, and it's hard.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
we have the schools come in. I just got contacted. I believe it was the volleyball coach wanted to bring 20 girls in for a day to do some stuff around here. And it's just,
Love it.
there's so many people that want to be a part of this. That's the coolest part, that it's like we
Yes.
build our own family here.
Yeah, I love it. I love that. And that's so important. That's what it's about. You know, you said you feel like you're here to help people. I think we're all here to help people, no matter what your calling is, whether you're a nurse, a police officer, someone who operates an organization such as yours. If you have a story to tell, if you are good with numbers, your job is to help people in whatever realm it is that you've been called to do that. We all have different gifts, and I think we do build community. And the more that we promote this type of thing, and the more that we accept that that's what we're supposed to do, I think we build a better world that way. You know, we're always talking, and I just said it, the state of this world is deplorable at best at times. And if we were to focus on this type of thing, I really think that we could just make a change that would be mind blowing.
Absolutely. To think about somebody other than yourself, for a
Yeah.
team would be like,
Yeah.
gosh, this would be an amazing world.
Well, and think about that. Like when you're having a bad day, what makes you feel better? I mean, for me, when I stop focusing on what's wrong with me and help somebody else don't get me wrong, I'm not a patron saint. Like, I have bad days and I wallow in my self-pity, but I
Right.
really try not to stay there for too long. And I try to pull myself up out of that and focus on all the things that are right versus all the things that are wrong. And often when I do that and I look around me, I see how privileged I am to live the life that I live. And I'm by no means wealthy, but I do have the things that I need on a day-to-day basis. And I see so many people around me that don't. You know, every day on my way to work, I may not feel like getting up in the morning and going to work. I'm tired. I want a vacation. I've got a headache, all the things, you know. And I passed by a camp of homeless people that have made a home under the bypass that I take to get to work in my car. That I
Right.
came from my home with running water and lights and a bed and a stove and a refrigerator and all the things. So
Right.
sometimes being able to do for them, you know, coming home after work and cooking up a few plates and delivering it to them makes me feel better, you know. So
Yeah.
when you focus on the things that you can make a change and how you can help people, it takes away some of your own yuck.
Right.
And
And it's
clear.
just the little things. There was a lady in the grocery store the other day, and she just looked so adorable. Like she was just looked beautiful. She had these
Yes,
heels on and she was just dressed to the nines. Her makeup was beautiful. And I'm like, okay. So I went over and I said, I just need you to know how beautiful you look today. And she looked at me and she was having an off day. She was having a horrible day. And she said, that's why I put my heels on because I was trying to make myself feel better. And I'm like,
yes,
that's exactly what we're supposed to do. Put the heels on,
yes.
put the lipstick on, go out and make you just do something good,
Right, right. And you're right. It's the little things. It's the lipstick, the heels, the favorite ball cap, whatever it is, you know,
Yep.
it just, yeah, amen to that for sure. Tammy, you are an inspiration, girlfriend, and I am so glad that I have the pleasure of knowing you, that our worlds have intersected. I am thrilled about that.
Aw,
It just, I love what you're doing. I love your heart. Just think you're amazing. And
thank
I
you.
appreciate you coming on so much. Before we go, is there anything you want to leave us with?
So I just want to say thank you again for having me on. And it's 4th of July is coming up. And yes, everybody celebrates, and it's a great day to celebrate. But just remember, if you see a veteran out there, shake their hand and thank them. That's one small thing that you can do, not for us as an organization, but for the people we're trying to change their lives, and try to help. You don't understand what that little sentence will do to somebody. Just to take the time to see them. They just want to be seen. So just take a moment out of your busy day and thank a hero when you see them.
Love it. That is the perfect ending to a perfect segment. You, my friend, are beautiful. Thank
Oh,
you.
so are you, girl. Thank you.
All right. All right, guys, that's all we've got for Let's Talk. Like I said, in the edit, so don't look for it on the live here, but on the edit, I'll have all the information about the Ron Project, how you can get a hold of Tammy and Love Our Heroes if you want to get involved, and if you have a heart to help her grow her mission to one that is here from sea to shining sea. Let's do it. Let's help this lady grow this amazing organization. All right, that's all we've got tonight. Take care and be good to one another. Love you guys.